Hello, my name's Claire Tyler from Claire Tyler Couture. Today I'd like to talk to you about how to get perfect points on corners like collars. A lot of people would use something like a point turner like this to turn corners, but I'd like to show you a different way to do it. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we can accurately mark where you're going to turn your corner. So I'm going to be using a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance here. And to mark where I want to turn, I'm going to draw a line here and here. And where these two lines join, that's where I want to turn. So I'll do the same on the other side, drawing a line 1.5 centimetres from the edge there and there. So where those two lines join, that's where we're going to want to turn. I'm going to then pin my two pieces together and take them to the sewing machine. So we're going to stitch this sample now, and I want to show you how to do a pulled corner instead of a pushed one. So generally you would push the corner out with a point turner, but I want to show you how to pull it with a piece of thread. And I'm going to use this nice bright thread here to demonstrate. So let's go to the machine and we can start sewing. So I'm going to put this under the machine and start sewing towards the point where I want to turn. Just before I get there, I'm just going to go down to a smaller stitch. I'm going to go down to 2, stitch length 2, just for the last bit so that I can stop right on that turning point. When I get there, I'm going to raise the foot. I'm going to take my piece of thread, just going to move that pin for a second, and put the thread between the two layers of the fabric, right up against the needle. So the thread's gone between the two layers, right up against the needle. And then I'm going to lower the foot and manually do one more stitch. So that stitch will be going over the thread. So when I raise the foot and pull that thread towards me, if I grab both ends of the thread, you see I can pull that, and that's now caught round the needle. Take both pieces of the thread and put them between the two layers of the fabric. So push them all the way through the other side. And then I can turn my sample and stitch along to the other corner. And put the stitch back up to 2.4 at this point. Just to stitch along. Stop with the needle down to take the pins out so as not to distort the seam. And as I get close to where I want to be turning, I'm going to stop, put my stitch back down to 2. So I can stop on the turning point. And raise the foot, get hold of my piece of thread, put it between the two layers so it's right up against the needle. Do one more stitch manually, it's going to be a small stitch. Raise the foot and grab both pieces of thread. Just so I can check that they are both around the needle. There we go. If I give those a pull, you can see they're both around the needle. Tuck both ends between the fabric and then turn the corner, and I can put my stitch back up to the normal seam length and stitch the rest of the seam. Okay, so that's the seam stitched with the thread around the corners. Now we need to trim this seam. So I'm going to trim the seam allowance to about half. And at the corners, I'm going to come in at a slight angle. We need to be careful not to cut our red thread at this point, but just taking the bulk out of the corner. I'm going to do that on both sides, and then I'm going to come back to you and show you how we need to press this before we turn it. So before you turn an enclosed seam like this, like you get on a collar or a cuff, you need to press the seam open first of all, and you can do that over something like a tailor's board, or you could do it over the back of a pair of scissors if you haven't got a tailor's board. So just press the seam open and press both the short ends first of all. And then turn it to press the long ends. And this board allows you to get right into the corners, so it's very useful. When the more dressmaking you do, the more tools you will get, but this is one of the very useful ones. So you can go about halfway along that way and then turn it around and come back in the other direction. Okay, so that seam is now pressed open, so it'll make it a lot neater. So now we're going to turn the corner. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my thumb inside the corner and then just push it through just to give it a good start. And then take hold of the red thread, make sure you've got both ends. There we go. And pull those two threads. And you get that lovely point on your corner. And you can just take hold of one of the threads and pull it out. Do that on the other side so you can see that again. Put my thumb inside and just turn that so that it comes through. And then take hold of both of the threads and give them a gentle pull to pull out that corner. Look at that lovely point. Take hold of one of the threads so it comes out, and then you can just give that a final press. Let's use the other side of my tailor's board for this. And that is your lovely pulled corners. So that's how you can do pulled corners rather than pushed corners. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's been helpful. Do go and try this technique. All the equipment that we've used today will be listed down below the video. Anything you'd like, you can get it from our website. Do follow me on social media, links again are down below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share, and you can find out what else we've got coming up. Thank you very much. See you soon.